Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
Apocalypse theories have been floating around for a long time now. From tarot card reading soothsayers to blasphemous cult leaders to wannabe physicists, each has its own analysis of how and when the world will play out. Some of the theories are plain ridiculous. Other theories are backed with hardcore evidence that is quite believable. Let me not rush you. Number 10. A Karetti. This is a Zoroastrian doctrine that believes we're in the final phase of the current world. That sure sounds like something I read in a history book. This doomsday theory believes that things are going to go terribly wrong for the human race until the end of 1,000 years. This being the case, we will undoubtedly need a savior by the name of Shaosciant. He will have to bring a new world order and restore it to its former glory. On his arrival, the sun will come to a riveting stop for 30 days. He will then form his army that will fight the evildoers and demons, and he will come out victorious. Is this a scene from The Walking Dead combined with the Greek mythology film 300? At the same time, the dead will be resurrected and judged. The dead will be forced to walk across the molten metal, and only the wicked will get burned and endure pain and punishment. Yikes, walking on fire after coming back from the dead is a double tragedy. Once this cleansing and separation is done, there will be a new world in the making, where everything will be put into perspective by the righteous leader. Everyone will live in peace happily ever after in this storybook existential world. Number 9. Goo Theory. This is quite an odd name for a theory, a little too simplistic and comic. Who came up with it? A 2-year-old? The theory refers to an amalgamation of a nanotechnological substance combined with hypothetical Armageddon, where the Earth will be swallowed whole a bit at a time by tiny robots. Wait a minute, this is a possibility. With the way we're fast-tracking the robotic age, this could happen sooner than we think. Nanorobots are 1/1000th of a meter, and most researchers and scientists use in an array of disciplines. From producing nanomotors, nanosensors, nanoscales, nanofabrication, and nanoactuators. Nanorobotics that are used for research in the medical field can self-replicate and attach viruses and bacteria. Hold up, the power to self-replicate? That right there is the danger zone. What if one day they are left alone in the world? The nanorobots would have the ability to replicate on their own, fill the Earth, and totally replace it with their lifeless form. Invasion by the nanorobots. Whoa, I am scared right now. Number 8. Gliese 710. Come on, stars aren't supposed to hurt people. It's said that one sunny day a giant star will pass close to the Earth's horizon and cause one of the most destructive experiences to the solar system. This magnificent killer star can't be seen by the naked eye. In recent times, astronomy researchers have come up with a timeline on exactly when this invasion will happen. In 1.35 million years. At least we'll be dead and gone, and sadly the generations that will succeed us will have to deal with that scary starry aftermath. The said star will travel on the Oort cloud, which is believed to comprise of billions of comets and icy objects. When this occurs, Earth will experience a different kind of rain, where all the rocky, icy debris will fall from the skies. Some astronomers compare this star invasion to what happened 65 million years ago, when a similar star passing through the Oort cloud caused an asteroid to come down on Earth and wipe out the last generation of the dinosaurs. Number 7. Large Hadron Collider. Look at this massiveness. Who built this? An army of cablemen? This machine is like spaghetti, with trillions upon trillions of cables and wires moving in all directions. Designed with the agenda to provide answers to some of the hardest questions in science, this Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland has aroused a lot of speculation about the safety of the world. This humongous equipment is used to monitor collisions at high energy levels. In 2008, it was feared that it would eventually create a black hole from hydrogen protons and hence destroy the planet. CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, validated claims that the machine could indeed create black holes and explained that these black holes would be harmless in their subatomic scales and collapse immediately when they were formed. That right there sent some fork into a scary frenzy. In 2008, 2 men, Walter Wagner, a retired nuclear safety officer, and Luis Sancho, a Spanish science writer, filed a lawsuit against the use of the machine. They didn't win. With the abilities and power behind this machine, there's no knowing what this machine can do. After 2 decades, we're still here. Number 6. A thing of the past. Most of the predictions we've looked at are yet to happen. How about looking at a prediction which has already happened? More like a doomsday we've lived through. Meet Twitter user Nick Hinton, who packaged his theory in a thread that went viral in 2019. This attracted 40,000 retweets and 100,000 likes. The Twitter gang consider this pretty cool. So, what is this theory? The theory purports that all of humanity died in 2012 after the Higgs boson particle was found. Stephen Hawking, the great physicist, had once predicted that the particle would destroy the universe as we know it. According to Nick, we are currently living in a simulated state. Hold on. As you watch this video, you are currently experiencing a form of hallucination. According to him, it might not seem like it, but we have already transitioned to an alternative universe. Hinton further argues that since 2012, things have not felt right. It's as if the world is moving faster. I don't think so, sir. Number 5. Ragnarok. The current human race is full of diehards. We survived the predicted Mayan 2012 apocalypse in 2012. We even survived Halley's Comet, which was last seen in 1986. Most recently, we survived the 2014 apocalypse Ragnarok, which is supposed to be the end of days. According to the Vikings, Ragnarok apocalypse was supposed to split the world open and bring forth the creatures from the underworld. There would be one mighty battle between the major gods, resulting to the death of superhumans such as Thor. All the Thor fans hand up. Mere mortals like us would be thrown into mayhem as the world experiences disaster after disaster. The earth would be swallowed by the sea and all human life dissipate. The gods, who will be still standing, would then task 2 humans with reproducing and filling the earth once more. Wonder how the Vikings got out of this fake news. Number 4. Y2K. The new millennium was a big deal, I have to admit. That's probably why the theory around the millennium bug is one of the most popular end-of-world predictions. Those who believe in this theory thought that once we turn the millennium in 2000, all the computer systems would crash. People stocked their fridges and stayed home, binge-watching cable TV waiting for something to happen. The logic was that all computer systems were programmed with the last 2 digits of the year. This meant that in the new millennium, this would make the systems register back to 1900 instead of 2000, and what would follow would be pandemonium. Many believed transport systems would shut down, financial systems, air travel, and defense systems too. When the new year arrived, it was free of major chaos, except for power failures and short internet interruptions in some countries. Number 3. Apocalypse Now. If you were going to predict something, better be an authority. Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton predicted the end of the world to be 2060, and on the other side of the spectrum. The Geological Society put the timing a little later in the next million years. Let's wait for that. David Montagne, a controversial predictor of end times, put across several theories. He once said that the Antichrist would return to the world on June 2016 in the form of US President Barack Obama. In 2013, he had another prediction about the end of days in his book Doomsday 2019, that it was clearly written in the stars that 21st December 2019 would be our final day. In his controversial theory, the alignment of the stars would cause apocalyptic events lasting 7 days, and then God would come back and judge humanity. According to Montagne, there would be a shift which would bring in its wake earthquakes, tidal waves, and eruptions of volcanoes, completely wiping out humanity. I don't know about those predictions. Let's wait for Isaac Newton's prediction. Number 2. Heaven's Gate. Religion is truly the opium of the masses. Heaven's Gate is an American UFO cult that was formed in 1974. It was only in 1997 that this cult came to light after its post-apocalyptic scare. The founder of the cult, Marshall Applewhite, believed he was the promised Messiah. He warned his followers of the end of the world, where the world would be taken over by alien founders. Apparently, only those who reached the next level would be saved from this takeover. In 1997, when the comet Hale-Bopp was seen over California, he convinced his followers that it was the sign they were waiting for, that this was the UFO that would take them to another world. Unfortunately, Applewhite and some of his cult members committed suicide and waited to be teleported to the new world. This was a sad day. Number 1. Planet X. Find Planet X. It sounds like an algebra exam. This apocalyptic theory is founded on the occurrence of a disastrous event which will occur between Earth and large planetary objects. It's a popular theory that has been subjected to a lot of speculation. In 1995, Nancy Later, who believes she's psychic and has an alien implant in her brain, predicted that Planet X Nibiru would approach Earth in 2003 with dire consequences. It didn't. But seriously, Nancy thinks she's a cyborg mutation. Unbelievable. The next predictor, American David Meade, gave his date as November 2017, which was another epic fail. The third prediction set the day for the apocalypse to be 2018, and it would be evidenced by tsunamis and earthquakes that would result in a total wipeout in only 1 hour. It's 2020, and we're still standing. Any of these theories tickle your fancy? Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch my next video.